All right, welcome back to the shop. Today we are doing some lawnmower maintenance on the Scag. I've had this mower for, I don't know, probably about 12 years. It's been a great mower. I've highly neglected it, and it's hung in there really well. It lives most of its life outside in the weather instead of in the shop like it should, or sitting on the trailer or whatever. I did use it for about one season cutting grass with a little landscape business that I had. It's a Tiger Cat 2, as you can see. I bought this mower because I did a ton of research, and I think these are really, really stout mowers that'll last a lifetime if you take care of it. And I'm proving that I don't take care of things very well. And I'm just kidding. We do keep it maintained. It's a little dirty. It's wintertime. We're just coming into spring, and we need to maintain this thing. We didn't clean it up at the end of the last season. It's getting kind of funky, and it's needing a lot of maintenance. Well, this thing, ours has a Kawasaki FX 691V 22 horse engine, which has ran really good up until about a year ago. We started having some sputtering problems. We thought it was gas related. We changed air filters, the fuel filters, the fuel pump. We've done all kinds of little stuff. Of course, changed the oil, and we keep the blades changed out and all that good stuff. But it's just backfiring, popping. Sometimes it'll shut off and doesn't want to start back up. It's gotten slowly, over last season, it got progressively worse, but all we're doing is cutting our little 3-acre lot. So it wasn't, most of the time it was tolerable. We should not have kept running it like we did, but we did. So now we're like, all right, we're not going to go through another summer with it running like crap. We're going to fix it. What is wrong with this thing? It's got to be the carburetor, because I've checked everything else. Everything else looks good. I don't think this thing has enough hours on it to need a valve adjustment yet. How many hours is on this thing, Caleb? It has 286 on it, 285. So not that many hours, I don't think, for a 12-year-old mower. We haven't ran it that much. And it's not ticking or anything like that. It just backfires, pops and bangs, and I think it's a carburetor. So I should have started filming this while it was running and showed you what it ran like, but I didn't, because we weren't even thinking about making a video on it. We're just thinking about getting it going and so we can cut our grass. But I pulled the carburetor off, Caleb and I. They got a little 2-barrel because it's a twin cylinder. You see cylinder here, cylinder there, valve cover, valve cover. So we got air and fuel goes in each side. We're going to put a new carburetor on it, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so I pulled the bowl off of it, and this is what I found in the bottom of the bowl. I was like, this is a strange looking carburetor. I've never worked on one quite like this before in a lawnmower. I've never worked on a V-twin lawnmower before. So they may all be like this. I don't know. But this one is strange looking to me. I expected there to be jets that you could change out vertically like this. So the bowl, it sits like this, and the bowl hangs off the bottom. So this is hanging like this, really like this, off the back of the motor. And when I pulled the bowl down, it looked like this, and I was like, well, that's strange looking. The floats are in the bottom of the bowl. That's kind of weird. And it was kind of, they felt stuck, so I figured they were mounted in there like that. Well, they're not. Well, this does push up on the bottom of it. Pushes up on the bottom of this, and you've got jets that go through this plastic float deal, and they don't look clogged up. I was really expecting to have a lot of trash in this carburetor, a lot of corrosion from ethanol fuel, and it's sitting, but really there's not. It's super clean. The jets look clean. I don't know if this was not making a good seal up here, and it was sucking air or something. I don't know. Or maybe these little passageways are partially clogged, which these bigger ones look good. And these stacks, so these holes, they're all clear as a bell. I can see straight through them. So I don't know if we have a carburetor problem or not. But what we did, instead of me trying, because I did watch a little videos on this, and a lot of people were saying this is really junky. This is a really shitty setup, and just to get rid of it. So what we did was we just went ahead and got on Amazon and bought a kit, because we had some other things wrong with the mower too. This kit came with some stuff we probably don't need. Got a fuel filter, which I think we just changed recently. It's got a splitter valve. It's got 2 tanks, gas tank on each side of it, and this thing is on ours has been jammed up. You can only use 1 tank for quite a while, which hadn't been a big deal for us, but we're gonna go ahead and replace that as well. But we got this new carburetor. It comes with a new fuel pump, which we've got a new one on it, which we don't need that for now, but we can always keep it for backup. So we got a new carburetor. It's came with a gaskets for like 40 bucks. You can get all this stuff. Brand new carburetor, set of gaskets, fuel filter, the splitter valve, which these pieces are really cheap anyway. I mean, these things are a couple bucks. They're not expensive. It came with a little jet file kit. Now I've got about 8 of those. We got a ton of those. We'll never run out of jet files, and around here we got a ton of them things. But yeah, we got a brand new carburetor, and we're going to install it and hopefully don't have any issues, and hopefully this thing will fire up and run like a champ now. I'm assuming these air fuel mixture screws are coming preset. Don't know yet. Hopefully we don't have to take it back off and adjust anything. Maybe we can do that on the lawnmower. You'll look at the factory carburetor, they're not adjustable. See that? They're plugged off. I was going to pull this off and start pulling this all apart. But this screw didn't want to come off immediately, and I just was like, you know what? For 40 bucks, let's just buy a new one. Start over from scratch. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna put it on, see if it runs. One thing I did want to mention was you got to pull this back plate off, because this covers up the back of the motor on the back of the mower, and is in the way of being able to pull these studs out to get the carburetor off. So these 2 bolts come out, and then you got to double nut these 2 studs. So you just lock 2 nuts together, and then you can turn these studs out and get the studs out. Really easy. They came out good. These are the 3 bolts that holds the plate on. Then these 2 screws held the bowl on. I don't remember what that went to right this second, but we'll figure it out. And this is where the air inlet hose mounts, and that's a vent for the charcoal canister, I think, or maybe that is. So we got to clean this surface up here, because we've got to reuse this piece on the new carburetor. So we'll do that. We'll clean all that gasket off with a razor blade or in a little piece of sandpaper or something. Make sure you don't gouge your aluminum when you're cleaning your gasket surfaces. And yeah, we'll go from there. This gasket's still good, so I think I'm just going to reuse it. And if we still have a popping and banging situation, I'll spray it while it's running with like brake clean or carburetor cleaner around the surface. But that thing looks great still. I'm not going to have to sit there and clean that surface off, and it still looks good, so we're going to rerun it. All right, don't be a dummy like me. I forgot to put this spacer on the carburetor. I put the carburetor on, and I put the studs in. I had this gap, and I was like, well, what in the world is going on? These things aren't going in for. I was like, maybe they need to go in the top. So I switched the stud from the bottom to the top, and it still bottomed out. I'm like, what? There's something weird going on. So I went back, looked at the carburetor, and was like, oh, there's a spacer on it. Duh. So you got to take that spacer off. It goes in between the engine and the carburetor, which makes a lot of sense, because then you can get to the air fuel mixture screws a little better, and then this won't be so pinned up. I was looking at the fuel line. I was like, why is that pinned up on the cage? It's like something's different. Yeah, it's different because I wasn't paying attention. So that's that. And we can talk about this linkage for a second. And I can show you, because I didn't show you taking it off. So I'll take it off now and show you, kind of a backwards ass video. But so take this spring off here. I'm gonna leave it hanging so I know where. Oops. Leave it hanging right there. So basically what that does, this is your choke. So your choke, when you adjust it up top, You adjust your choke, this slides up and down. This moves this lever up and down. So this spring just keeps tension on this to hold it to that. It's kind of a barbaric little way to do it, but it works. Okay, so then you take this 10 out, and of course you got to take these out, and this whole thing will come off, and then there's another spring I'll show you in just a second. Give it a second for the fuel to get pumped up to the carburetor and into the bowl. There's gas in this thing, right?
That gauge should tell you.
I didn't think this gauge was right. Ain't got no gas in it. All right, now we got gas back in it. That was a hit. Let's try it with choke off. Is that choke moving?
Yeah, moving up and down.
Is it? I'm just making sure it's working. Better. Sounds a lot better. That's hot yet. Working better. I believe that was our problem there. Cameraman facing it at my nuts instead of the face. Yeah, I think that was our problem. It was when Caleb brought it around the back of the shop to the front, it was popping and banging and backfiring and acting all kinds of crazy. Of course, it was probably running out of gas too, but yeah, because we really didn't lose much fuel. But this thing has really ran bad over the last summer, and boy, it sounds a lot better now. A lot better. Let's see if it'll fire right back up. Yeah, now firing right back up. Let's try it with choke, because I didn't really run it that long. Yeah, just needed a little choking. Sounds good. Yeah, just needed a quick choke. It's not fully warmed up. We only ran it for like 100 feet, so. Yeah, that's good. All right, so hopefully you learned something from this or got anything out of this. If you did, leave it in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Peace.